Good evening, everybody, and welcome. Not much news currently. I'm quickly going to go through the new people that were loaded today. Denise loaded a few more people for us. Let's go check. Post in the group, 1:30 today, South African time. We loaded 7 more people. So the file is looking good. If you go to the file, the ones that don't have access yet, please ask Denise to give you access so that you can go see what's going on. I'm just going to go quickly through that. Let me share the screen. If you look at page 1, cycle 1 program, for the people that don't understand this yet, everybody on here in red is already on a board. All the builders obviously is on a board. They're in green. All the guards is in purple. They're obviously on a board, and the legend is in column D. So if your name is in white, it means you will be loaded shortly. There's one whole board loaded. That is board number 43. And then there's a few boards before that is not finished yet. 36 is the oldest one that is not complete. Anybody that wants to add some funds to assist gifting for people that we can sponsor in, you can feel free to do that. On the name list, in column 5, I entered a few numbers. Just ignore that. It's a working document. I'm working on this document, and that is numbers that I put in for planning some things. I'm not going to explain that to you. It's none of your concern. Just ignore those numbers. On the name list, the people that's on at one stage, I colored them gray here, but I'll change that. And then we're going to go down. We've got now 165 people on the list total. You can see there's one new name, Krista. And then yeah, you can see how many profiles each one got so far. Obviously, the ones that started first got more profiles. There's no discrimination. Everybody gets a fair chance. All right, everybody clear on the file? All right, good. We're getting more and more. Compression, there was a conversation yesterday where compression was mentioned from one of the core 5. Compression is going to be 4 to 6 weeks before it's finished. We're currently in stage 4, where they try to put the people that's following each other on the same boards. But do bear in mind, if the board is full, they can't do that. So it's only when there's an opening on the board. Stage 5, then again, we'll look at people where there's no legend and try to get them on boards where there's openings. There's still a huge amount of openings left. But luckily, New Beginnings is very structured, and he's kept control over the people on the board. So we're not much influence on compression on New Beginnings. Bernice, is it actually just give me an indication if there's actually people who got removed off New Beginnings because they didn't log in?
I think it was no. Denise is logging in now for everyone.
Okay, good. Denise Brooks volunteered to log in for everybody, but it doesn't mean you mustn't go log in at least once every 30 days. I prefer if everybody logs in once every 2 weeks. And don't be lazy. Go to the the board chat and type at least a date in there. You don't have to chat there if you don't want to, but at least type in the date. Right, that's all the funny news I've got. We had also in a little bit more information yesterday about some of the things that's going to change in future. I did mention before that we will somewhere in this year be able to change our own information, usernames and phone numbers, instead of going through support. That is on the way. And there's another change that will be announced after compression, which will be very good for everybody. Just bear in mind, we're working on a structure. The plan is 256 people with 16 profiles each. If we experience major changes before we're on the 4,096 profile mark, and you don't work with us, not that the people not working with us on here, but if you don't work on us with us on other boards or even here, then I attack that board from a dizzy height, and so be it. If you move to Legend without your people because you don't cooperate with us, then so be it. There's basic rules. Bronze board, you sponsor in 3 positions. Silver board, you sponsor in 6 positions. Very easy. Gold board is more. I think it's 12. So just follow the procedures, just follow the guidance. Just a small thing that I want to put attention onto: communication in the groups. For new beginnings, we've got a Telegram group and the WhatsApp group. WhatsApp now can take 1,024 people in a group. But we had in one of the groups yesterday a lot of nasty posts, people attacking each other. I'm not going to stand for that. If you can't behave, you're out of here. I don't need you. You need me. If you don't behave, you're out. On the Telegram groups, people, if you send me a private message, I will get to it. Don't send another message to remind me that you've sent the message, because then you move to the top of the list and I work from the bottom. My outstanding messages is now 841. That means 840 messages that I need to open, and some people type 3 or 4 things or send 3 or 4 photos. So that total is 2,790. I will get to everything. Now, some people got the habit of tagging me in a group and say, I've sent you a private message. That is not going to make me attend to it earlier. It will not make me to go find your message. I'll work from the bottom. So wait your turn. Everybody is special. Nobody is more special than anybody else. I will get to your message. There is some people who I talk to on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, some on a weekly basis. Sometimes I go look for your messages because we need to communicate. But otherwise, I will work through all the messages from the bottom. Don't get impatient. Stay calm. Well, that's all from me. Right. Any questions? This was a short one. Let's see if we can get a few questions out of 20 people today, or otherwise I'm going to start nominating you. Hands up. Who wants to question? Bernice, I think we must stop these calls. People don't want to talk to us. I need interaction. I need people to ask questions. If you think of a question that you know the answer of, doesn't matter, you mustn't ask it. Maybe there's 2, 3 other people on here who's not yet used to Zoom calls, and they're too scared to ask a question. So come forth with the questions. Well, no reason to make an excuse if you're late. Americans work this time of the day. It's just afternoon in America on the eastern side. If you're late, you're late. Recordings gets posted. Right. If nobody wants to ask a question, I'm going to have to nominate. Oh, I like this. This is the best part of any Zoom call. Who's this
Good
Mario
evening,
guy
Stefan.
here without a surname? Andries, do you want to ask something?
Good day, Stefan. Good day, everyone. No, it's basically just saying that it's great that we'll be able to change our username and or our details in the future to maybe hand over to our boards that we manage. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I had quite a few usernames that I used specifically on one lineage, deep dive profiles, angel guide profiles, and all the guide profiles. That is sponsor profiles. I was actually supposed to name them sponsor profiles so that people can see. I'm currently now, if there's a sponsorship profile, then I name it sponsor something. What is it called on New Beginnings? Stefan main sponsor 1 or whatever. Then we've also got quite a few people whose profiles I'm managing, who's now ready to take over. And it's a huge process to go through support to get the details changed. So if we can change it in ourselves, they can come for coffee, or they can invite me for coffee and I can go sit down and we do the changes and make sure they understand how to operate.
No, that's
and
great.
they can go on their. Yeah, that will be a good help. We are looking forward to that, definitely. Right, there's a question. What is the name of the main profile that New Beginnings is following? Type out that name for me, Bernice. Let me just grab my phone. Type out the right name for the profile. On the WhatsApp, please. All right, I'm back. Bernice 27. Voila. Did you hear that?
Sorry,
Yes, sir.
Stefan,
Thank you.
it's Bernie
Bernie
27.
27. Bernie 27. Yeah, my eyes are tired. I can't read properly. Bernie 27 is the main profile that we are following.
Maybe you can just explain to them the hardstyle part and how we flow in together.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good idea, Bernice.
we've got a split between hardstyle and New Beginnings. If you go to the file on page 1, cycle 1 program is the page name. Bernie 27 is a leading profile here. Now that profile is also part of hardstyle. And then the two invitees there is Hope 1968 and Gerrit Perpetual, which is also part of hardstyle. And then the first profile that is only on New Beginnings is Evan 1, Diamonds, SVD 18, and then you go down the list. That's how they work together. So the three leading profiles on New Beginnings is also being pushed by hardstyle, making them cycle through faster and making them, two of those three profiles will sponsor back in. Now, just in front of Bernie 27 is a profile that I'm controlling, which we also use for sponsorship. And then the profile in front of that is also a profile that's sponsored in a huge amount of people so far. And then we follow to other migrated profiles ahead of that. Very interesting lineage we've got there. Now, hardstyle now, there's a lot of people who disappeared off the boards. Bernice and myself has been busy now for about 2.5 weeks to get the boulder positions filled. New Beginnings, the boards looks good. All the legends know what they need to do. Sponsor 3 in when the board opens up, when you move to legend. And then we work on the rest of the board as the people come in with the gifts. So that is a lineage. You can look at it. Paula, do you have access to the file?
Yes, I just have not looked at it, but yes, Bernice gave me access.
Yeah, good. You go to page 1. It's called Cycle 1 program. You go to cell column D, cell number D3, and there's all the profiles in sequence.
Okay, I'll
Up
look
to
at
where
it.
we are now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Right. Any other questions? I like answering questions. You're not making life very difficult for me. I like my brain to work. Let's nominate. Must I scroll down
Quick
and nominate
question.
somebody to ask a question, or are we going to get a question?
Quick question.
I'm listening.
Would there at any time be when our version 2 be added to New Beginnings, or are we just staying in different lanes? Or version 2 profiles?
No,
Is that
no,
just
we're not
something
going to.
totally
No,
different?
version 2.
Okay.
Version 2 is not for New Beginnings.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was
But
just
what
thinking
we
that.
are
Thank
going
you.
to do, I explained in the previous call. once we've reached the target on new beginnings, the sponsor profiles will sponsor people in on Dream Eagle. Now, Dream Eagle is a very carefully planned lineage. Dream Tracks went quite fast, and we didn't do too much planning. We found a board and we worked on it. Same with Dream Cruise. I had maybe 20 hours planning on Dream Cruise. Caravan took me about 36 hours. Then we started the submarine where the board was 100%, and then we started Eagles. But from the start, we lined up sponsorship profiles, specifically profiles that I managed, quite high on the Eagles. There's 11 of them sitting in a row. So we are going to move new beginnings people to the Dream Eagles, which will cause the sponsor profiles there to receive more funds or more gifts, and then we will move it back to new beginnings. And then if new beginnings get big, we are going to go to Caravan. There's a lot of boards there that's empty and people are not sending photos, so I can't work on the boards. We will see how we can assist there. Again, on Dream Caravan, I sponsored in 120 people, of which there's only 21 left on the boards. So those gaps need to be filled. Those lineages needs to be restored. But also on Dream Caravan, the front of the board, or the first board, got 7 sponsor profiles on. 7 of the first 15. So that's also then funds that we can use for gifts on new beginnings to make new beginnings a stronger lineage. Remember, every single board that we finish moves 1 person to silver. Every 8 boards that we finish, move somebody to a gold board. And every 60 boards that we finish, put somebody on a platinum board. Basic numbers, people. Work together at the bottom and you'll get somewhere. If you don't understand the basics, come for a lesson in maths. I'll teach you. Just make sure there's payment involved. I will take payment in the form of chocolate cake and Coca-Cola. Am I allowed to use brand names on here? It's my Zoom call. I can do whatever I want. Coca-Cola and a 7-layer chocolate cake, and then I'll give you a lesson in maths. Very easy to understand gift of legacy. On my first starter board, I worked alone. And I started taking 1 profile for myself, and I chained them, and I gave 1 profile to other people. Well, we did make mistakes. I gave profiles to people who's not on boards anymore. But those ones I've replaced already. And that is what we're doing here as well. We're working together with a plan to get the right amount of people in, to put as many as possible people through to silver, and then gold, and then platinum. And it's not a Formula 1 race. It's going to take time. It's not a very easy and a fast process. There's a lot of planning involved. You will be shocked at the amount of time I spend with Bernice on the phone and on messages and looking at boards and planning and who must be put in where and who we're going to sponsor in, so that we've got at least 1 strong builder on each board or each half of the board. That's how it works. Very careful planning. Whiskey, yes, if it's a decent whiskey, Finnegan will do fine. It's one of the smoothest whiskeys there is. But if you can get me one of those green bottles without a label, it will also do. No Agus. All right, any more questions? There's one person here. What is it? No, he's still on here. Mario, what is your surname? Or is Mario not listening? You know, does that answer your question? Do you know?
Mario from Cape Town.
Mario, can I tell the people what your surname is?
You can tell them.
Mario's surname is Moerlank, for the people that understand Afrikaans.
That's my
How do we
nickname.
translate?
That's my nickname.
Andries, the surname is on my phone saved as Moerlank. Who's going to translate that for us? Let's see. Kobus, help me quickly. How do you translate Moerlank to English? What is the correct English translation?
Without swearing, it's
Mario, do you want to
tall.
translate
I've got
to
no
English
idea.
yourself?
Yeah.
Beat long. Beat long.
Beat
Or
long.
fighting country.
Yeah. No, I had
Spell it.
the opportunity and the honor to meet Mario when I was in Cape Town in March. Yeah, I'm a tall man. I was 6 feet. But I look like a dwarf next to this man. He's got a very big body and a bigger heart. It's
Aw.
unbelievable.
How do you
Yeah,
spell
it's
that word?
always good to see big people with big hearts. We've been working on a few boards together. Mario, any questions for me?
Not what I can think of, but maybe if you can share the whiskey, I'll be grateful there.
You'll have to come here. I'm not traveling to Cape Town in the next 12 months. You'll have to come visit here. Now we can share whiskey and half a cow on a big fire. And we don't call it barbecue in South Africa. It's called braai, B-R-A-A-I. We don't have barbecues in South Africa. Bobby took me out on one Zoom call when I said barbecue. All right, people, if there's no more questions, it's useless to hang on then. If everybody knows everything that they need to know. If you've got any other questions for next week, Zoom calls every Tuesday in English for new beginnings. The recordings will be up in about 20 to 25 minutes, depending on upload speed. Remember the Zoom schedule. On Thursdays, we've got the motivational call with Andrew at 7 o'clock. And just before that, we've got the hardstyle call in Afrikaans at 6 for the people that's interested in there. I am considering making an English version of that as well, because we do now have people that can only speak English on there as well. I do respect the original thinking behind hardstyle, that it's for one language group, but it is open now. There's more people on that can only speak other languages. So I may discuss with Bernice and Bux to do an English call for hardstyle as well. I don't know how we're going to translate that. Hard language. No, there must be a better word for that. We'll think about it. And then on Saturdays, I've got my general update call. People, when you go to YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. We need 1,000 subscribers so they can start paying me. And as I mentioned before, I'm committed to use anything that I make out of YouTube back to Gift of Legacy to sponsor people in. Anything that wants to say something before we go off? Okay, you're too quiet for my liking. Where's your questions tonight?
Yeah. I just haven't got any questions for you tonight.
Oh, I need to have a conversation with you, and I'm going to do it in public. Erika, thank you for that message. Yeah, we're doing a lot, and remember, I'm not alone. We're working as a team. Rocky, why do you get so agitated if there's not a Zoom call on a Saturday?
Why do I get agitated?
No, you got all
I'm not
haywire and
agitated.
nervous.
No. It's just that I was expecting one and there wasn't one, and that's fine. I mean, we move on.
When
It's
people
called life.
just remember, life happens. Like Rocky said, no,
Yeah.
life happens. My power went off at 1
Yes, I
o'clock
heard. Shame, man.
Friday night.
Terrible.
Okay, so now I've got a phone. I can't do a Zoom call on a phone. The
Yeah.
computer is going to die. My UPS is running out of power. That is not the main
Yeah.
concerns. I've got chargers and I've got things that I can charge the devices with. But my cell phone tower, which is sitting 800 meters from me, half a mile for the Americans, is dead by 5 o'clock in the morning. They last 4 hours. That means there's no signal. So I managed to type a message, and like I did months ago in February last year, I type my messages. I walk to the gate, which is 250 meters away, and the messages will go through. I receive new messages and I walk back. So I send a message to Christina. I'm without power. We may have to cancel the Zoom call. She said, when must she do an announcement? And I typed it out. She never got that message. Her Wi-Fi died. So there was an
Shit.
announcement that we can not have a Zoom call.
Yeah, well, that's life. It
If for one
happens.
or other, life happens. If for one or other reason I am not on by 5 past, then you must know I've got serious issues that I can't get on. And then we'll just
Yeah, we
postpone to the
appreciate that.
next time.
That's cool.
The links that is posted is usually the first link is for 20 meetings. So every time after that, it's one less. And then I adjust the date. So every link, once it's posted, you can go 20 times or 20 weeks in a row on that link. So there's no reason to stress about that. Right, there's something in the chat. Okay, Raquel is laughing. Are you laughing at me or with me, Raquel?
I'm laughing with you, and I like Rocky's laugh. I laugh when he laughs.
Yeah, Rocky's got a very infectious laugh. He's maybe the guy that I know in Gift of Legacy who's got the nicest laugh. I just smile when I hear him laugh. You know, I see you got your hand up. Do you have a question for us?
Yes, Stefan, good evening. It looks like I'm in a different place, which I have not been before, because it's all Greek to me what you're talking about tonight. Is there some chance that you can send me something that I know a bit more about the whole new concept about new beginnings and Hartsdal?
Tomorrow morning, and I can explain everything to you on the phone.
Okay, will I give you a call then?
You can give me a call. Anything after 8
After 8 South African time?
South African time, yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, you're welcome, Ina. All right, Godfrey say it's no, Godfrey, it's not raining cats and dogs. Take your video. I want to see those cats and dogs. It's just raining hard. I've never seen a cat fall out of the air. Yeah, stop your water flow. You don't want to flush away. All right, everybody. I'll see you again then on Thursday, 6 o'clock for Hartsdal or 7 o'clock for motivational call. Unmute yourself, shout bye. Recording will be up in about 20 minutes.
Bye.
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 Cheers, everybody. Have a good evening.
There's some people that sound half dead. Make it cheerful, please.
Bye.
Yeah, that sounds a bit better. Good.
Bye.